What is up, guys? So this is a follow-up video after my Tamamo Summoning Session, and I mainly want to talk about the Memory Scroll event. For those of you who may not be familiar, this event is going to last for 1 month, and we're going to take a look here. So some of the things you want to take note of is you're going to have 3, scroll shards that you will obtain over the course of the month. And I'm going to explain how you can get each later. And you can also read the rules here if you don't like to hear me talk. But real quick, you can get a maximum of 50 level 1 scroll shard via anything pretty much that you can do in the game that spends AP. So exploration, soul, evolution, or realm raids. So you can get a maximum of 50. As for the level 2 shard, you can get them by spending money to purchase S Jade, and you can also get one by completing your daily tasks. So in short, the more money you spend, the more you can get. And lastly, the level 3 shard, which is quite straightforward. The more you summon, the more level 3 shard you get, and for each 10 summons you do, you'll get 1. So as some of you might already know, I did 340 summons, so I got 34, but I already spent some. So a quick note I want to add is the different level of the scroll shard will give you different points. So the first level is going to give you 10 points, the second level is going to give you 20, and the third level is going to give you 100. So just keep that in mind. The third one is going to be the most worthwhile if you can get them, but the first one, even though they give so little, is free and you can pretty much get 500 points if you can. Suppose that you're farming really hard, but based on my own experience, they are really rare. The drop rate is abysmal, even for a no-lifer like me where I play a lot. I only gotten maybe 5 so far. So there you have it. So now that we talk about the shards, we have 9 pieces of broken memory scrolls here that we need to repair. It's worth pointing out that for each of the donation you make, you get a reward, so it's highly advisable that you participate even though you're not so interested in the event itself. So you can click onto any of them, and as you can see, we are almost done with the first piece. And once it reaches 100%, you will get reward based on the points you have. And you can see the number of points you have over here, and you can also tell what you're currently ranking at over here. So as you can see, I'm like out of 1000, so that means I will get a white Daruma and 30,000 coins. So yeah, unless you're whaling, it's really hard to compete with these guys. The top guy at the moment of the video making, he did, I'm just gonna assume he got most of his point through summoning. Of course, he might have also got some level 2 shards by spending on the S Jade, but regardless, he definitely must have spent a lot on summonings. So the point I'm trying to make is, if you are a free-to-play player, most of the scroll shards you get would be level 1, and you can only get a maximum of 50, which means it will be really difficult for you to compete with the whales out there. So this is not a good method to try to get the SSR unit that you want by ranking high. It's just really hard to do unless you are a whale yourself. But there are certain things that you might want to aim for. If you want, you can try to aim for the 200 to 500 rank, which will give you 3 Mystery Amulets. Or if you really want to focus your resource, you can focus on most of your shards into one particular scrolls, and hopefully you get rank 21 to 200, which will give you either a skill Daruma or some shard. But again, the reason why I don't think whether if you are a whale or not matters much for this particular event is because if you're a whale, you probably already got the SSR units that you want, and you don't really need to spend too much effort in the memory scroll. But if you're not a whale, you can't really compete with them, so that's why I'm saying It doesn't really matter if you're aware or not for this particular event. However, there is one important thing that I want to point out is I highly recommend all of you to at least contribute one piece of shard to each of the puzzle. So as you can see, I already done that. So I got 200 points here, 100 point here, and 20 points here. I know it's all kind of random, but this will ensure that I have a ranking in each of the scroll, and that will guarantee me the minimal reward. And then later on, if I want to decide that I want to focus on, say, this scroll, I can just donate, and focus on my resource here and hopefully get a somewhat fair ranking. Wow, I'm surprised. I'm actually a little surprised by how much whales we have in this on this server. But thank you to all you whales that are supporting this game. Personally, I guess I'm considered pay to win, but I don't really spend too much on this game. I only really buy packages that are really a great bargain, or if I really need, I guess, jade or mystery amulets, like if I'm on a pinch. But as of right now, I don't really have that problem because the game is actually pretty generous with their free in-game currency. But there you go. Last thing I want to point out is you can kind of mentally divide the memory scroll into 3 sections. The first row is going to be Tamamo, second row Yuki, and the third row is going to be the SR unit Dodomeki. And the reason why I'm saying they are divided into 3 sections is because the rewards are somewhat different. So the first row, you will get either the Tamamo pack or the Tamamo shard. For most of us, we are only going to get the mystery amulet or the white Darumas. So the first row is Tamamo, the second row is Yuki, and the third row is the SR units Dodomeki. And you can kind of tell that the first 2 rows is going to be more popular just because it seems like they give out better rewards, SSR pack or SSR shard. But if you really think about it, unless you're gonna reach the top 200 rank, it doesn't really matter. So there you have it. That's pretty much the memory scroll. Enjoy the story after it's unlocked. But I have a feeling that this event is gonna end fairly soon because this is the first day and we're already pretty much done with the first scroll. So with that to look forward to, the story should be interesting. Anyways, that's it for today. Wish you guys the best of luck in your summonings. I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. If you liked today's video, please like and subscribe. And also, follow me on Twitter for any updates.